Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Doing well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm in business.
How's everybody's weekends? Good?
Nice. How about yours?
Good. Good. I have my daughter and her family here until Tuesday or Wednesday morning. And then I have my other daughter coming down with her two boys, and then my other two granddaughters are coming with her. So, and then they'll be here until the weekend. And then I have a friend coming down next weekend. So I feel like a bed and breakfast.
I was gonna say, nice hotel you're running, huh?
But it's all good. I'm just trying to fit some time in to enjoy being with them and stuff like that, you know, so it's all good. So everybody, I was talking with Siri this morning and she said she's excited that we completed our course, but she's a little sad. She says, because we all got to know each other and, you know, we're all in different offices, and let's face it, it's not like we all go into the office on, you know, on regular basis. So you don't know what time you would meet somebody and all. I said, yeah, I said, it's sort of like graduation, you know, you're all excited, but you're also a little sad and worried about going out there in the world, right? So is anybody else feeling that way? Or are you just all like so happy to not have to see me Monday and Wednesday?
No, not at all. Kind of sad.
Okay.
But it's good.
Harry, look at that great new computer. You got right on.
Yay!
See that?
I am so excited. It's just, I don't know. It's exciting.
Yeah, it is. Okay. This class today is really very, very short. If you looked at your participant guide, it doesn't really have a whole lot on there. Okay. We don't even have a PowerPoint for this. So basically what I want to do is I just want to run down bullet points, and I didn't prepare anything formally, so you guys can write notes down as we're going. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the Market Center and the things that you've learned from the Market Center, and to make sure that you all have the knowledge of who to go to for questions. I have no problem always being your first come to, but if you have a certain question, I may say to you, go to so-and-so or go to so-and-so, because the most important thing is that you ask the questions that you need, but you go to the person that can give you the end answer, all right? Because let's face it, if you talk to each other and you are all on the same page, one may know a little bit about something because they've had it come up, but the other one, you know, is asking the question. But the reality is, if you went to Sandy when it came to tech issues and scheduled those one-on-ones that she so graciously does, you will be getting the answers straight from the horse's mouth. And I'm always about that personally, because I want to know from the person that knows it or can make decisions, or if they're stumped, they can track down the answer for me and come back and give me the answer. So that's why I want to go through the Market Center and make sure that you all have everything in place, that you know where to go, who to go with. And I know you have, you had your 100-day, most of you have had your 100-day program with your agent service coordinator. So I want to know who has had that who has never completed it and who, if there's anyone, Joy, I don't even know, did you ever start yours?
No.
Okay, so
wasn't aware
Joy
of it.
needs to get moving right away on your 100 day. Okay. And they may not have started it because you don't have your test yet.
Mhm.
However, you did get a welcome letter. Am I correct?
Yeah, I'm all set up.
Right. So
yeah,
they
all the
technically
systems.
can start you, right?
Yeah,
So
okay, good.
what I'm going to do, and are you from Bethany, or you're from the Bethany office, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I am going to make sure Dawn knows to reach out to you and start working on that. Is there anyone else who has not had the 100-day program, or at least completed their 100-day? Neither you, Nancy, either?
No, I think it's a matter of me also just contacting Dawn and getting it rolling, right?
Well, it's more their responsibility to be reaching out to you guys, okay? Because they are supposed to be watching so that we don't have any fall through. So what I'm going to be doing is I will send an email to Dawn and tell her to make sure she reaches out to both of you and gets the 100-day program started, because you have been here, and Nancy, you've been licensed for a while, so you should be through. I mean, do you have an office key or anything like that?
I just went in, this is like baptism by fire. I volunteered to do an open house. So I needed signs and things like that. So I went in and I finally met, I needed to print, the flyers out. I went in and I met Dawn at the office, and she showed me around, gave me the key, gave me the open house signs. I figured out how to print the flyers, but that, I'm not in any official program.
Right. And that's again, let's leave it at COVID really had our offices shut down, and they've only been back maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So we have all continued as, normal business as possible. We've had regular interaction. They were not working. They were working from home. It's not like they could show you around the office, get you on your computer, but they're the ones that are going to set you up with Record Factor, make sure your computers are logged in to the computers so that you can to the copiers, so that you can actually print and all that kind of stuff. Plus, there's a whole lot of other things that they are responsible to do for you. Okay? So I am going to make sure Dawn takes care and gets on the 100-day with you and with Joy. Terry, have you had your 100-day yet?
Yes, I have. In fact, today or tomorrow is supposed to be the last one, but I'm not sure who that will be, or we might just miss out on it.
Okay, because Tasha is no longer with us. All right, I actually sent a text to Bonnie, who is your market center administrator, asking her who's going to pick up that slack.
Okay.
So I will make sure that I can send that. I will let you know for that. You said you only have like one thing left.
Yeah, and Tasha really covered everything. So this was more of, if you have any questions, anything
Okay.
I need extra. So I'm
you're
good.
you're comfortable. You have your connection and stuff like that. Stephen, how about you? Are you good?
Yeah, mine goes back to Jess when she was with the office. So I mean, but even with her, it was still because of just the way things were working with COVID. It was the same thing. But I mean, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm good. And if I know enough to know to go, I'll go find who to ask if I need something.
Good. Pam, you had everything through Becky, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Siri, how about you?
I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar and comfortable with who.
And your copier's all set up and all that kind of stuff.
I'm going to be doing that again today. I missed the window the other day, but when I go into the Lewis office here in just a moment, when we're done, then I'll set it back up again.
Yeah, you'll have to contact Record Factor to get your appointment set with them and all. Okay. Jackie,
Yes.
have you done any 100-day program at all?
No.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Dawn to contact you. What that is that's going to help you get your printer set up, get your app on your phone, just a bunch of different things that they, as the agent service coordinator for the office, are responsible to interact with our agents. Okay? So I will reach out to her. I will CC all of you on, like the one that I'm going to send to Dawn will include Joy, Nancy, and Jackie. And I will see, and you will all be CC'd. The email will be to Dawn so that she can reach out and actually get your 100-day program. And Jackie, with you, I think you're listed as out of the Lewis office. So Lewis, Dawn was supposed to talk with Becky and see, because that would technically have been Becky's responsibility. But since you're now on our team, I said I would prefer Dawn to work with you, because then you're in the office on a regular basis. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are you good with that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Michael, how about you? Did you get your 100-day done?
Yes, I did. We are just up about right before Tasha left, actually.
Okay. So my 3 Maryland agents are Michael, Terry, and Steven, and you guys are all good. Tasha did a great job with you. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. The other ones, we need to get a little bit better handle on for Delaware. And we'll take care of that. Okay. So, you all met Tracy, our transaction coordinator, right? We had her in a class here. She talked about it. You know where to go for her. Her job starts after you get a contract. I know she sent me the name of an agent that contacted her because she wanted to write a contract, but she didn't know anything about the terms to put in a contract and things like that. That's not Tracy's part. And I don't even know the person's name. So I'm going to have to reach out and see who this agent is, because obviously she's not been in any of our night classes and she's never reached out to me, or I've never even seen a welcome letter. So she could be one of those agents. And I'm so happy none of you are like that have never really availed themselves of the Ignite, have not availed themselves of training, and then they're out there, and then when they have to write a contract, they think everybody needs to jump in and take care of them writing a contract, but they've never taken on the responsibility as a new business owner to learn the ropes and how to do it. And that's why I applaud you guys and appreciate you guys so much. This was my very first teaching an Ignite class as the career development director. I had to teach it in Zoom, and it was a whole new course. I did teach some Ignite classes before, but only as an agent speaking, like Paul came in and spoke with you guys. So you and I learned and grew together throughout this whole thing. Speaking to Siri, like I said a little bit earlier this morning, she's happy and excited, but she's also a little sad. So hopefully there's been some friendships forged during these times, and each other, we can all still relate and enjoy reacting with each other through our weekly classes and things like that. Because I can't tell you, it's nice to have people that are on the same road as you are when it comes to business, because you can relate and enjoy and exchange experiences. But also when you need that pat on the back or you need that hands up, you have that. So kudos to all of you. I really appreciate all of you. And I am not saying this as this is over, because we will continue as agents together and coaching, because my job is not done with you until you don't want to be with me anymore. Okay. So we'll still do our weekly coaching classes. I am still available for you when you need something, and we will all have one-on-one monthly meetings for personal issues. And also, if I notice that you're not attending classes and I don't see you involved in doing some things, or I'm not hearing from you, I'll be reaching out to you just to make sure, because sometimes when people start struggling or start getting frustrated, they tend to curl into a ball instead of reaching out so that somebody can pull them out of that funk that they're in. So I pledge to you guys, I'm not going to let that happen. It's not going to go unnoticed by me, and I will be there all the time for you. Okay? So with that said, I wanted to show you something that I came up with. But before I go to that to share my screen, if each one of you wouldn't mind telling me what this course did for you and how it helped you. You will also be getting an email with for your comments on what you got from the system, but from the classes and the presentation and the material and all that kind of stuff. But I want to know personally what you got from this, because obviously whatever it was, you kept coming back, and that proved to me your commitment, and if maybe I took some solace knowing I was getting somewhere. So I'm going to start with the first one of you. Let's see. That would be you, Pam.
I get one of the things I found is that with this course, each week there was a different, or each week there was a different topic, and it really helped to cement what we needed to learn. And you gave us the tools and the aha moments so that we could reflect back. You're a great teacher. You know your stuff, and what we need to do is to utilize what you've taught us. And are you crying?
I am. I got to let my babies fly, and it's not easy.
Oh yeah, well, it's hard to let them out of the nest, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you. Siri.
Yeah, this has just been like so great, and the community that we have in this group, and just, getting to see everyone, number one, and then building those relationships. But the way that everything has just been built to, and it was so easy to follow and take one step to the next, and just, really build off of each prior class, and just has really cemented much more my understanding of how to do things, and to feel much more confident going forward, and knowing that there's just, we're all kind of, that there's other new people too, and that we have, a place that we can go to with questions, and you, Carol, and stuff like that, and to each other. And it's just meant a lot. And I like everybody in here very much. It's been a pleasure.
I'm going to let Stephen go because he has somebody, he can't talk right now. But Jackie, how about you?
I think it was very informative. It was a lot of information to take in, but I have my notes. I have 2 notebooks full of notes that I can refer back to. You have been a wonderful teacher. You know your stuff. You're very experienced, and I appreciate you 100%. And everybody else in the class. I've grown to, I like everybody. And I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Joy?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I thought it was a great way for me to build I'll say, solid base because I knew nothing. So this was extremely helpful for me. And I appreciate Keller Williams allowing me to do this, even though I'm not technically an agent yet. I love your teaching, how you teach. I love the no nonsense, and it definitely sticks with you, I'll say. So I wouldn't change anything that you do, Carol. It's fabulous. And yeah, this group is, I think we'll have a bond, even though we won't see each other very often, but when we do, I think we still have that bond there. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Carrie?
Well, it's hard because they've hit almost every area. It is unique because being on Zoom, I do, like everyone else has said, feel that sense of community. And that's because of you. I think it's the way you set it up. You've encouraged us to talk, but I don't know. I do feel like I know everyone, and I haven't met anyone. It's great. And I think your approachability and your candidness, we can stop. I mean, I feel like I can stop you in a presentation and ask a question, and you're direct and right to the point and answer it. It's not this, you know, big story. And I think it did progress in a really good fashion that we can build on, and that's knowledge that we can keep. And I got my notes too. And I really think we need to have a graduation get together somewhere between Maryland and Delaware so we can actually meet each other. That's just my 2 cents.
I'm trying to figure how to do that logistically. I would love to see everybody together in one place. And I know Keller Williams as a whole, they always do social stuff and things like that, but I don't want to wait for that. And I'm going to see what I can do to try to make that happen. And I will let you all know. I will let you all know.
And you said you'd stay with us until we dropped you, so you got to stay with us. Okay?
Absolutely. I'm not going anywhere. This is my heart. You guys know that. I'm not going anywhere. Sometimes I get a little tough, and then I get off the phone, I'm thinking, oh God, I hope I didn't break their head off too hard. But I hope you know it's pure love, honestly.
We need it.
Okay. Julie.
Yes, I apologize. I had to pick up my daughter's stuff at school for graduation on Thursday. So there was a long line, obviously. I just have totally enjoyed all of this. It's been, you know, I believe in building a good base and foundation. And Carol, you are really the cornerstone of all of that. And I just, you know, being part of this in the past in real estate and then coming into Keller Williams, I just, you know, I feel ready to, you know, to let myself fly here now. A lot of things, it reminded me, I did have checklists. I live by those. I think they're very important. They keep you honest. They keep you, you know, on top of things. It's a juggling, you know, it's a juggling act for sure. And hopefully down the road, I'll be able to, you know, pass that on to other people to handle. But it is a juggling act. And Carol, you have just been, you know, a great teacher. And you know, we've already had this conversation. I appreciate and take constructive criticism very well. Honesty is the best policy in all ways and forms for me. So I appreciate your candidness, and you know, I appreciate you. So
Thank
and
you
all
very
of
much.
you. I truly do have a, you know, feeling of community with everybody here as well. And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in person. And maybe fishtails, Carol, where we have to wear those tires and have a cocktail.
Oh, wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
All right, I'm writing that down. Writing that one down.
Because it's in Ocean City. It's not that far, you know? So,
yeah, and I think let me see what we can do about that one.
So that's my suggestion. But again, and thank you everybody else for all of your input and your stories. And, you know, it's been a learning experience that, you know, hopefully going forward, we all have, you know, learned something from each other.
Thank you. And also, next Wednesday, there will be a class in Bethany in the center that we can actually fit 14 people in, 10 inside and 2 in each room, conference room in the back. So if you guys all want to jump on and register, it's limited to that. So my class could fill that whole room up. It's going to be, Mark is going to be talking about the mortgage business and how COVID has affected it. And you will also be meeting him on Friday with your mortgage one-on-one. So if you want to do it and get in there, jump on the internet calendars and get your names on the list, okay? So even if 5 or 6 of you are there, at least you get to meet each other. Okay, Michael.
Okay, so I'll be honest. when I got my license, I thought real estate was going to be easy. Going through Ignite has taught me that it's not. There's a lot that goes into it. But having this class, I think, has given me the confidence to go out and make some real money. The groundwork's been laid. So thank you for that, Carol. I just think just overall, like everyone else said, hearing everyone's stories and sharing, experiences. I think it's been very valuable, and I look forward to what the future holds.
Me too. I can't wait to see what each one of you do. Thanks, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll talk to you soon. You're going to be writing an offer, maybe 2 today.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to celebrate that. And Siri had her first closing on Friday. So
awesome.
You guys are like really my premier class. If I can get that kind of results from everybody, my next one will be starting the Wednesday after Labor Day. If you miss me, you can always jump in on whenever you feel like and say, hey, just what's going on. That would be cool. So it's not, Ignite is not only one and done. You can always do, jump in and things like that. So, Stephen, are you able to talk yet?
Yeah, I think my wife's finishing up. So if you hear some noise in the background, that's just that we're sharing the home office today. Mine's a twofold. I would say first was the community, and of course it starts with you, Carol. Your praise are to be sung in terms of to be thrown a curveball like you were thrown. Some people would have, have given up, and you embraced the technology. You made yourself available. I was very, very impressed how you made yourself available, even through text messaging outside of the class. That flows down to the community here within the group. Everyone's already mentioned that. I think the biggest thing for me that I took from the community, I was a little bit fearful in the beginning. Fearful is a bad word. I was a little trepidatious, I guess, that it was going to be like, is this all going to be theory? And I was like, am I going to fall asleep? How much coffee am I going to need? And I'm very fortunate, and I was very happy to find that it wasn't that there was definitely the theory, there was the facts that you have to go over, but your stories of your own career. Julie, you're talking about your past when you're in it. Just hearing the actual stories of the actual nuts and bolts of it with theory. I found myself at times when I would take notes, I found myself typing the stories down as examples more than sometimes even the theory, because I'm like, well, the theory I can go back to the sheets. So that was big for me. And so the community, and I said stories. I was going to say practicality, but I guess you could tie that to stories. So it's bittersweet. It's better, and it's crazy because we're in the, and I think that's what I was going to say. The other thing is I have a friend of mine who I tried to get to come over to Keller. We both hung our license within 2 weeks of one another. He has friends at another brokerage firm, which is fine, in a different company. But it's funny how about 2 months into Ignite for me, when we were all at home, COVID, everything, in a roundabout way, just his way of saying like he felt lost. And it reminded me of just how much what I've heard people from who've been at other companies come over to Keller, that the training and the camaraderie of coaches and agents is, no one equals it. So it reminded me that I made the right choice in coming to Keller, and I was thankful for that. And I'm still trying to recruit him over.
I just want to say.
No, I've been trying.
You do it. If I need to talk to him, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah. So, so just very, very grateful, bittersweet. But the good news is that I would say the good thing about this compared to graduation in high school is usually you split. Some people are going to California, go all across the world, taking a year away to travel. I don't foresee us all really going anywhere. I think we're all going to be here within these 3 market centers to make our money. So we will have the ability to see one another.
Yep. And I will be traveling, especially during the summertime, from office to office. So I'm trying to maintain a schedule. Tuesday being in Delaware, Lewis and Bethany, half and half. and then also going to Ocean City and Salisbury to meet my Maryland agents and all. So just so that you know, that's my goal. I hope to see you guys around in passing, and you're probably going to start seeing some new agents coming in and new faces that you just hear and things like that. And I would appreciate if you would reach out to them as fellow new agents. And now I don't call you new agents, now you're rookies. Okay, so you're into the rookie mood, and we're going to keep on growing, and then we're going to get you to be a cappers. So once, each step we're going to keep going, because I'm not done until you reach cap, until you start getting 100% of your commission. That's my commitment to you guys. So, but like I said, as long as you want me to be there, I'm there. So with that being said, my next thing was, I just wanted to show you something that I found, and I thought it was pretty good to end the meeting on. Not too long. And what I want is not there. So let me get it up. See, I'm still not 100% on this. I don't know why I'm not getting mine. Okay. So I'm in several coaching groups that help each other out, and we talk about things and stuff like that. And they are always giving me just as I give you the time blocking stuff, they always give it to me, because sometimes I say I'm tired, and they say, well, are you time blocking? Well, yeah, I am. Well, what's your time block? I said, well, they said, well, when's the latest you accept calls? I said, until I go to bed. And they said, well, that's not good. You need to have some downtime. You need to get off the phone. You need this. And then they say, well, what time do you start? And I usually say, around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So I can, and they said, well, how can you run like that all the time? Like, when is your downtime? And it's like, really, it is like that. And that's just my personality. And I know it because Bob and I have lived this business for almost our entire adult career. We were 32 when we entered into this stuff. So, and having raised 4 kids in it. So so that's just our personalities with the urgency of the business. But I am learning, and as I am teaching you guys about the urgency of the business, I'm learning that I too need to realize that there's nothing that's that urgent on the weekends unless it's a contract related issue. And I don't mean like, what should I do here? I mean, Carol, I showed houses, buyer loves it, and there's 2 other offers. I talked to the listing agent, I need to get an offer done today. That's urgent, okay? Other than that, even if a home inspection came in, it still can be worked on Monday. So I want you guys to start really thinking on how you're going to live the life that you are creating by the business that you're developing. So that's why I came up with these things, and I thought it would help all of us. So as a successful realtor, here's your job description. And I really think you might want to put some of this, like when you're doing your bios and stuff, you could take this and put this into different words and how you would reflect. I am going to send you this document so that you can keep it, because there's some things that you're going to want to see and use. So your daily duties as a successful realtor: growing your business through outbound contact activities, phone calls, text, email, scheduling and making presentations to buyers and sellers, taking listing agreements, previewing your real estate market. You'll be asked to task to market and show homes, negotiate contracts, manage your paperwork, track your progress toward your goals, get training, and manage your money. You can sleep and eat in between there, and maybe even hug your kids, okay? So that sounds like an awful lot, but we got to learn how to manage and do it, a balancing act. So your skills, and I see these skills and attributes in each and every one of you: problem solving, active listening, clear communication, basic writing and math, working knowledge of the PC, mobile and online technology. I always say here too, is know who to go to for the answers that are going to keep you in good shape, not necessarily the answers you want to hear. So those are the important skills. Your competency, self-starting, accountable, disciplined to follow a proven method, creativity, collaborative, curious, team player, and driven. I think they are so important, each and every one of them. The main thing that I see is a lot of people get into real estate, Michael, like you said, you think it looks easy and it looks like a great financial life. And the agents that you see that presented that to you is because they're great salespeople and they will never tell you the nights they didn't sleep and the months that they didn't have a closing and had to worry, but they had to push through that and make things happen. So that's why it looks so good. One of the reasons why I see most agents fail within the first 5 years is that they didn't plan for growth of their business. They thought it was, and if they were lucky enough to get transactions immediately, they thought that was the way it would always fly, and they got cut back on the lead gen and the things like that because they had a couple settlements, and maybe there were a couple really good settlements, not Op-City leads of 30,000. Maybe you sold a $500,000 house and you got a check for $10,000, $11,000. Most of us that were employees at some time in our lives never saw an $11,000 check at one time. Okay, so when some of these agents saw that, that made them sit back, enjoy that $11,000 till there was nothing left, and then they decided to start working again. Start working again, you're 2, 3, 4 months away from another check. So that's what makes the high highs and the low lows. And that's going to be one of our courses that we're going to do on a Friday, because I want to make sure that you stay even keel so that you don't have those high highs and low lows. Because it's when you have those low lows and they become more often is when people start second guessing their career choice. And I think each and every one of you have that ability to succeed and excel to the level that you choose that you want your business to do that. All right. Relationships. While you're growing your business, you'll work closely with your coach on most matters. And when we say that, I talk to people also about their personal lives a little bit, because let's face it, when you have things going on personally, that affects your mind and your ability to focus in business. So when I sense that somebody's really tense about something, I'll ask them, is everything okay? Is everything going all right? And usually it just takes a couple times and people starting to feel comfortable with me. They will tell me most things. It's like going to confession. If you were Catholic and you went to confession, you went in the confessional and you told the priest everything, and then he hollered at you. So it's sort of like that. I don't holler at you when that, because sometimes you just need a board to let it all out. So I'll be your guide as you master contracts. Some of you can take a contract now, you can put it all in and just text me and say it's in DocuSign, check it out. And I look at it, maybe there was a check mark missed or something like that. Nothing earth-shattering or legal issues that would come of it, but I want you to be so on point with your contracts, because I don't want you to have to deal with legal issues. I don't want you to have to deal with contracts going through because there was a loophole that we didn't keep tight. Market Center Administrator is your go-to person in the office for support. And it says for financial questions, I can handle that. And when not, I know where to go to get it, because I know the personality of each and every one of you. So sometimes, if it's about how you do your commission and things like that, I can help you with that. If it's, just a lot of things. Again, I always want to hope that you feel that I'm your first go-to person on most things, except the ones that I told you go here, if it's things that are not that important and that will not change your business structure, will not change your life, and will not change your business from growing. How do you like this salary here? Your salary could be 0. Your salary could be $1 million plus. I can tell you right now, there's an agent in our market center, and as of the end of May, which is 5 months, his gross commission was $190,000 to him. Amazing numbers, right? I can tell you that guy lead gens every day, 7 days a week, 5 hours a day. The rest of the time, he does appointments. He does not show buyers, and he only lists. And that's the kind of money that man made in 5 months. So it is possible. It is possible. You have to decide how you want your business to be. Do you need that amount for your life to be where you want it to be? Remember, don't live to work, work to live. And if you've all probably have heard at some point in time when you're at the end of your life and you're looking back on your life, very few people ever say, I wish I made more money. I wish I had another listing appointment. But they will say, I'm sorry I missed my son's T-ball game or his first home run or my daughter's graduation, or not even something that major, just something little like taking my daughter to the beach and having Grotto's pizza. So believe me, make sure you stay balanced. And I know men, you guys have a harder thing because the stereotype is you guys have to be the provider and make it all happen. But it's got to be the family person too, to the level that you want to be and what works best for your family. Okay? Because those are the things. I mean, and I even see it sometimes too. And I told you about the story when my youngest daughter was 5 years old, and we sold our first real estate company. And she says, we passed it and we were going shopping on a Saturday. And she said, and I passed it and I'm thinking, did I do the right thing? And we're driving and she's looked at me, she goes, Mom, we just passed your company. I said, yeah, I know. She says, I said, how's that make you feel? She goes, I'm so happy we're going shopping. You don't have to be there. And I said, okay. So it just answered my question. Bob and I made that right decision at that point in time. So this is a little bit about what I see as part of my job description. I don't have much to do I? So I want to help you with all these things, your lead gen, your letters, your phone skills, your door-to-door, all these things are things that we have or will at some point in our discussions talk about. A strong coach will guide you in coming up with your best ideas. I give you the ideas and I give you the options, but they have to be yours to fit in your business. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you the options to reach the results. That's why you have to give me your business plan. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Okay, I like this one. What a coach does and what a coach, and I like to put in here what a good coach does and what a good coach doesn't do. I will share systems and models with you, but I will not help you recreate the wheel. I will listen to and a lot of times your ideas are good based upon what your previous experiences may have been, but you're doing things that have already been tried and true that could work better and maybe fit what your thoughts are in it. So that's where I try to mesh the two, what you feel comfortable with and in your mind and what will help you. I'm your partner in your accountability, but I don't hold you accountable. That means I want to keep your eyes open to what you're telling me and keeping your prize in front of you, but it's not my job to scold you if you don't do what you're supposed to do. That will happen with your pocketbook not showing what you have to do. Okay? I teach you how, but I don't do it for you. If anybody has ever ran alongside one of your kids when they were learning how to ride a two-wheeler and you had to let the seat go and you start seeing them heading, but thank God they're falling into the grass and not out in the street into a car, and you have to let them fall and get back up. And that's what I have to do with you. Take a stand for your greatness. And I don't accept excuses or buy your BS. You probably have all figured that. And it seems like you all are saying that's what you like. So I provide the structure. And then you remember, I don't remember it for you. You got to start remembering it. I encourage your growth. I will not participate in anyone playing victim. I will go to the ends of the earth for people that will apply themselves, do what they need to do, and need direction. They attend meetings, they try to do something. That's why I always say, do the contract first and then let me look at it. Then I know what you know and what you don't know. But I will never tolerate, well, I can't do that. I can't do that. I've never done this before. Well, either you got to learn how to do it and accept that fact, or it's not going to work for you in the whole picture of things. I follow a schedule. Sometimes my schedule is flexible in as much as there are certain things that I want to be available for you for, and sometimes a text back and forth puts you at ease and know that I know it, and then we set up an appointment. But I have to try to follow a schedule, because once now you guys are going to fly, and I bring on a new class in September, and you guys are going to talk around the office and say how great the class was, so that they'll be even looking forward to it more. They're going to be setting my bar even higher on me. So I have to follow a schedule, and that's why I try to keep hours, okay? And like my hours are Monday through Friday, typically 8 to 7, 7 to 7, whatever it is that you need. And my weekends, I try to contract only issues, okay? Because everything else we can handle during the week. I know your schedule may not always work with it, but there's enough time that we can flex into. I help you learn and grow. I don't think I know everything. I hope I don't present that out, that I think I know everything. That's why I bring other people in. That's why I tell you, let me check in. That's why when it comes to tech, I tell you to talk to Sandy, okay? Because I don't. There's some things that I know are my strengths, and there's other things I know that are my weaknesses. And I think the smartest person knows their own strengths and their own weaknesses, and they capitalize on their strengths, and they find somebody that can help them through their weaknesses. I face the drunk monkey. If somebody said to me, Carol, you're really being too hard on me, you make me feel like I just want to quit, then I need to step back and say, did I? Or maybe that person's just not really made for the business, and they can't step up to what needs to be done to get them successful. So they really want to get out of the business, but they want to blame that on me. And I really take this so personally when somebody does that and gets out of the business. I really have to talk myself down sometimes and stop saying, what could I have done? What should I have done? Did I do everything? So I face that sometimes too with each and every one of you. What does a successful agent do? We're going to take this now against you. Successful agent takes action. An unsuccessful agent stands still. Successful agent wants to be accountable. I have not had any one of you say to me, I don't want to give you my reports. Even if you give it to me verbally, even if I'm hearing it because I know you're out doing something, I may not get the written reports for you. But you know what? I've learned a long time ago, good agents are usually lousy paper people. Okay? Bob is one of the biggest offenders, but he's a great agent. My son Bobby, biggest offender, he's a great agent. Because to them, that is not really going to get them productive. It's an appointment that's going to get them productive. So that's why you got to get to a point where you leverage. And that's where Tracy comes in for transaction coordinating and things like that. Follow a schedule or fit it in. If everything you're doing is just being fit in things, that's what really will make you totally frustrated. But if you have a schedule and you know, and we all said, you guys knew Monday and Wednesday, we did our classes and you had this time blocked. You are now getting that time. And let's face it, even though the classes ran 10 to 1, you were prepping an hour or half hour before, and you were, down, calming down a half hour afterwards. So take that time and use it wisely. You show up or you make excuses. Excuses are not going to get you anywhere. You choose faith over fear, or you stay in your comfort zone. There's no growth without pain. Leverage systems and models, or you try it your way. Okay? You have, with Keller Williams and the Ignite courses, and hopefully with my support, there are enough models and systems that you can figure and put into and work into your business that will work for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You make phone calls every day, or you're a secret agent. And again, you face the drunk monkey, or you let the monkey win. So we've all talked about a 411 action goal. This one has already been sort of filled out for you. So on your first year as a realtor, you're going to lay the foundation of a successful and profitable real estate business. There's no numbers in here because you need to figure that out yourself and what is successful. But remember, the foundation is what's going to support your business. And taking the time to do that is what you've done. So your first month, has you, and you got to remember, this is Keller Williams putting this out. So, they're a little bit pushy. But on your first month, they want you seeing some benefit of what your efforts are. So they want you to take a listing, sign a buyer, have 400 contacts in, do 4 open houses, complete Ignite. And it was my decision to run Ignite the way I did in it is 2 separate parts, but they really wanted it to run 9 to 5 for 2 weeks straight. I think you guys would have been drowning with that kind of information. I think I would have lost a lot of engagement with you. And I think I would have been so tired, you wouldn't have gotten a fresh input all the time. So I took it upon myself to spread it out, to give you enough that you could implement and look forward to the following week. That's why I did it that way. So these goals here, I don't want you to say they have to be your goals. I think your goals have to be yours. And again, use this as a guideline to add your things in, but add your things in. And then here it just goes all the way through, okay? Then you've heard about GPS through Ignite. And what it is, it's your goal, your priority to get to that goal, and then the strategy. So your goal is lead gen. Your strategies is start with your SOI, do it daily, track your numbers, and then go here. That sheet that we had out there, to track your numbers. That's why we wanted you to do that. Then your next priority is to leverage systems and models. You've already started with that. You follow your schedule, you utilize your contacts. Many of you have learned how to run command. So you're doing that. And then your growth and mindset. See, they had you wanted to do Ignite in 30 days. So don't have to worry about that. You're done. You've completed your Ignite. You're engaged in coaching. And one of the things I want to implement for us too is maybe start a book club on the millionaire real estate agent, and maybe read, half a chapter. And then when we start our Friday class, cover that, the ideas out of that half a chapter, and then start the class on whatever topic it is. So that could be something that we may want to talk about, because there are so many ideas. And I can tell you, I read that book back in 1983, I think it was, when I first really was thinking of business and real estate. And it had so many ideas that it just it wasn't where I wanted to be, because I had 4 kids under 8 years old at the time and stuff like that. So I couldn't be that Mongol, real estate person. But when I read it now, I see I really could have. It was just so overwhelming, because he was talking to people that wanted to make, $1 million. I could have fine-tuned it. But in reality, I really did, and didn't realize it was, because now when I read it, it's like, well, I did do that. And I did do that too. And I did do that too. So that's why I want to get this book in your hands. If anybody does not have it, let me know, because I want to make sure you have it so that you can start reading. You should have gotten it when you signed on. That may have slipped through the cracks with COVID and things like that. So if you want to send me a text that you did not get it, let me know so I can make sure you get one. And then here is a blank page for you to do your GPS. And I think this is important, and reiterates what Stephen was saying about Keller Williams and what our company policy is and what our company goals are. And that flows down into the market center, flows down into the coaching and how we do that, and then flows down into you guys as individual agents and how your business is going to project. Because let's face it, you know, your parents probably told you a long time ago, you are who you associate with. So if you associate with a company that has like vision and mission and values and beliefs, then that's only going to strengthen your business. So the mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living. To me, the last words are the most important, because our businesses should complement our lives and give us that, what we're working for. I always said I never worked for the dollars. I worked for what the dollars could do and what I could do for my family and what I could do to help people that I know that needed some extra help. It was always nice to have that when you could say, here's this, or you have that first-time home buyer. I'm not big, we all know about closing gifts, but when you have that first-time home buyer and you know that they're really struggling and they needed a washer and dryer, and you could go put $500 out and buy a washer and dryer for them, that to me, because they were willing to buy and go to the laundromat until they had the money, that to me is worth a lot. That's why I don't give closing gifts. I don't call that closing gifts. I just want to help somebody in that way. So that's what I do. The vision to be the real estate company of choice, values, God, family, then business. A lot of real estate companies, it's business, family, and then God, which is totally reversed. Beliefs, we believe in a real estate, that real estate is a local service business driven by individual real estates and their local image with their center of influence and client base. We believe all associates should be treated like stakeholders. They should always measure profit and loss, open the books, and tell the truth. We believe who you are in business with really, who you are in business with really does matter. We believe profit matters, and we believe no transaction is worth our reputation. I've always said when people have asked me to do things that were not really where it should be, or I've had, agents when in multiple bid situations say, well, look, increase your commission and just lower mine so that my buyer gets the deal or whatever. I always, there is nothing ever that's worth one transaction or one act that would be worth my real estate license and my reputation. I always say when I put my head down on my pillow at night, I'm happy to wake up and look at the person in the mirror. And that's who I have to live with in the end. So this was just, to me, when I read it and I saw it, I just thought it really is a summary of Ignite, and I thought it would be a good thing to end our class with. So I am going to go back here to stop sharing. And what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. I knew that this would not be long because they didn't even give me a guide today. And your guide was only 2 pages long. So I am going to call this a day. Michael, if you want to jump on, it's 11 o'clock. You and I can, 11:30, I can send you a Zoom meeting so we can make your appointment a little earlier, if that's good for you.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Okay, so I'll reach out to you around 11:30.
Okay.
Everybody else, thank you. And I will see you around, and I am looking forward to check my contracts, check my offer. I did it. I'm going to closing. What else do I need to do in my DocuSign? And only the best to each and every one of you. Love you guys.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Carol.
Talk to y'all soon.